Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Francisca Brackin John. For all who are new here, welcome to the channel. For those who have been here for a while, thank you so much for the continued support, right? The message for today was you don't know, I sit down and I talk to the Lord, so I asked him, I say, today, what do you have to tell your people? What do you have anything for me to tell them? And I went and I said, okay, I'm waiting, and I went and I was just going through the Bible, and I was just, I stopped on this page and I thought, okay, I wonder if this is it. And he didn't give me anything pertaining to that. And so I began to ask him, a question was posed in my mind about something, and I asked him and I say, Lord, why it is that? Because I know when the Lord has prophesied something in someone's life and tell them this is what it's going to be, and all these kind of things. And I say, why it is that with certain people these prophecy hasn't come true? I say, Lord, I began to question my identity. I began to question my identity, and he said, no, Francine, is not that you did not see correctly about their life or whatever it is. He said, but they had not agreed with the thing. And I said, why they didn't? What do you mean by they didn't agree with it? He said, because in order for that thing to produce, it takes two to make a child. It takes two. It takes the ground. Because I was watching some Christian comedy thing, and there was this young lady, and she was praying, and she was saying, and the plant goes in the ground, and the green grass go all around. And the Lord began to talk to me through that, and he said, unless the plant placed into the ground, unless the plant placed into the ground, there will be no production unless man and woman get together. And this is just breaking it down, no weird thing. Unless man and woman come together, there will be no producing of children. And he says the same thing. He said, you can see something and your eyes is correct. You see something in a person and you give them that prophecy. This is what I'm seeing in you. This is what I'm seeing for your life. But he said, many are called, but few are chosen. Many he saw things over, and he sat out, but few really grab onto that word. He began to show me the analogy of Jesus Christ, and when he went into his tongue, he said he was Jesus Christ. He came down with power, and all power belonged to him. He said, but why was it in his hometown he could not produce anything? He said, why? He said, because he could not do any great miracles there, right? He said, why? Because they and a whole, there was a belief. They did not grab anything that you were saying. So this is why manifestation can come to pass. He said, because you can speak something, and he said, it's like the man with and I want to go to that, but I'm gonna take my time with this message, because I always tell Lord, I be hearing you so clear, and I don't want to miss out anything. So sometimes I go fast with these things. I go fast with the words, so I'm gonna take it a little bit slowly, right? He said this is why it did not happen. He said because they didn't believe in Christ Jesus once. And if they didn't believe, he says, like, I go to the doctor's office, and I don't know who he heard me speak about this 101 times before, but it's like I go to the doctor's office, and the doctor is giving you a prescription for you to seek to be healed and for certain things to happen. But it leaves to you now to grab that, to take that prescription and to work it, to start to see healing in you. It takes two. The doctor can only tell you what to do. But if you don't be say, but the reason why they did not see great miracles, he said they did not believe that he was sent. Their belief system was so messed up to the way how they see you as one way. They only see you as one thing. As Mary and Martha, little boy who grew up down there. As the young lady whoever it is, we only see her as that. So when the Lord now reveal your true, transform you into your true identity, he said they could not believe it, and therefore because they could not believe it, they could not grab on to any of these things that he was telling them to produce an outcome. He said it's like the man, there was a man that he says, like the parable of the guy that gave his servant how much of talents or whatever it is, silver or gold or whatever it is, and say he's going away and keep these things, and wherever it is, and he gives some 10 and gives some 1 and all of these things, and the one that had 1 he keep it, and the another they put it to work. And he began to tell me something through that, and he said, Francine, look at that. You give prophecy, and the Lord give us many prophecies, and the Lord show up individuals, show the ones that have the eyes to see, show them certain things about you, about our individual life, but it leaves to them now to really take that talent of survival, that talent, that or that prophecy that the Lord give them, and take it and put it into the ground, produce it, take it, meaning agree with the Lord and say, yes, I agree this with the Lord, and now start to take that thing and put it into the ground, but not just put it into the ground, because many of us want to have the thing, and when we have it and the Lord give us it and we put it into the ground, we expect not to do anything to that thing, and it's just supposed to produce because the Lord will say that. We're not supposed to water it. Many of us don't want to water it. We put it there, and then we don't want to do any work to start to see manifestation of that thing. He also told me that he said, oh, many of us, and there's some that grab the word of the Lord and grab the prophecy that the Lord has spoken and hold on to it, and they hold on to it and say, okay, the Lord speak this, so I'm gonna hold it, and I'm not gonna do anything with it. I'm gonna just sit down there and just ain't do anything with it. And he says not. And he say, when you don't see manifestation of that thing producing more and growing and all of these things, you began to say, then maybe it wasn't, maybe that was a false prophet, and maybe she didn't give me this or whatever. No, there is certain kinds of things when you get a prophecy from the Lord that you are supposed to do, and the first thing that you need to do is believe. He said, because without faith is a great belief system on something that you can't see. Let me break it down. Faith is a great belief system in something that you can't see. And you show that you believe in that thing so much to start to know. He said, it's like if the Lord give you and say, okay, I want you to go, and I want you to, I want you to go, and I want you to, no, I'm just using my son jersey, right? I want you to go, and this here is I'm giving you this, and I'm saying, okay, go, and you shall use this, and you're going and they have how much of businesses and all these kind of things, and the Lord gives you that, and he say, what you are to do to show that you believe that now, because when I show that I believe something, I start to show actions to show that I believe that thing. When I get the word from the Lord, I don't just take it. You see, the thing is, the Lord give you something and say, okay, I want you to go, and I want you to go out, and I want you to, this is what you're going to do. You're going to do this, and you're going to do that. And he say, okay, say you're going and build a house, for instance, right? Because I want you all to get this. Say you go and build a house, for instance. And you go and you start, or whatever. The Lord say you're going to have this and you're going to have that. But you aren't seeing nothing. And most of the time the Lord does things like that because he don't want you to say, okay, it was by my great strength and my great might that gave me this. Most of the time, just like Gideon, when the Israelites, they were coming up against these great army. And Gideon had plenty army, and the Lord bring it down to 300, and the Lord said, because I didn't want you to say that it was by your strength or your might that you win the victory today. And sometimes, majority of the time, the Lord will give us something that is too big for us, because when it's too big for us, he know we are going to have to rely on him to produce it, because the only one that is big enough to be able to produce your impossible dreams is the Lord. So he said, when he give you something now, and he said, you show that you believe the word that maybe he speak it through a prophet, or maybe he download it, or some kind of thing. So you speak something over your life and say, this is what I've seen, and I'm sending this person to tell you what I've seen over your life now. You began now, even if it seemed impossible and big, you start to do little things to produce, to show the Lord that you are hoping, or that you believe what he has said over your life, and the Lord began to help you out as you go along the way. The Lord began to help you out as you go along the way. You start to take that seed and you start to put it in the ground. You start to, it's like he say, okay, you're gonna have a bed. You start to buy sheets. You start to do little things, because you show now that you believe that, and the Lord now start to bring forth, oh God, the Lord now start to do his part, because he got someone that's, oh God, and my Redeemer, that grab hold of his word, and then just grab hold of his word, that believe on his word, and started to water his word. And now, just like Mary, that grab hold of the word that the angel Gabriel sent and speak over her life, just like Mary, oh God, you grab hold of the word so much as that you start to just now start to believe on that thing. I'm gonna start to buy the dress for that, because the Lord speak this through someone. I'm gonna start to show now that I believe that thing, and the Lord now start to do his part. But many of us, we get the thing, we get the prophecy, and it's not that the prophet failed, because like the prophet Jonah, there was, oh God, the prophet Jonah prophesied and said Nineveh would have been doomed, but because Nineveh took a different action, oh God, the doom that the prophet Jonah prophesied did not come to pass. Oh God. So what the Lord is saying in this thing, pertaining to this thing now, he says not that the prophecy don't come to pass or wherever it is. He said, but just like Jonah, you can see something over someone or wherever that the Lord has prophesied over someone, but based on that person's actions, and because the Ninevites took action that produced a different future for them, it did not come to pass. But he said you can produce a future to someone, and you can say, this is what I see, but because they ain't take action, oh God and my Redeemer, in the present time to see that manifestation of that thing that has been spoken over their life, is not that you did not see it or the prophecy wasn't real, but the person did not take action to produce that manifestation. He said, because it's you and me, it's the Lord and you. Some take it and they do something with it. Okay, the Lord said this, I'm gonna do something with it. And some take it, they sit with it, or they put it into work, and then they expect the Lord to just magically do it, not knowing that it's an agreement between you and God. You have to do your half also. This is why he say, many are called, but very few are chosen. Very few are chosen. He say, you can give something, because I was comfortable. I said, Lord, maybe I have that gift, and I know that the Lord, I know you speak that. So I was comfortable, and I began to ask him. I said, how come it didn't happen that way? And he says, it ain't nothing wrong with you. You saw correctly. But that person, faith level in you is either messed up, or they take the word and they did nothing with it. Something went wrong, but there wasn't a grab hold of the word. The word didn't get grab hold in them. It did not get grab hold in them. It did not, just like what Jesus Christ was saying. He speak the word, and the word of the Lord, or wherever it is. He was given a parable of seed that fall on stony grounds, and seed that fall on certain grounds, or wherever it is. And some keep the word. The ones that fall on the good ground, they keep the word, and it gets root in them, and then they start to produce. There's many that he gave these seeds to. Because I see this something. I'm gonna break this down to you like this. I see this something, for instance, that you get inside of your hand and it have potential. I see this potential basically locked in. That is why I see this called potential locked in. And what you need to do now, you need to put that potential, that thing that the Lord has prophesied over your life, into the ground, you need to start to now work on that thing and water it for it to grow. Because if you just pray it there and you just say, okay, the Lord go and do it, and you ain't doing nothing to help it to grow, it won't grow. But when it starts to grow, you know it's alive. And the Lord say, he said, some of you all unseen manifestation of prophecies over you guys' life, because you didn't really grab the word to believe it so much to start to see manifestation, to start to, when I mean believe too, because when you believe something, you start to take actions. Okay, so if someone say tomorrow morning I'm coming here, wherever it is, excuse me, my son is, if you're hearing anything, it's my son playing. If someone say that they are coming tomorrow morning to do something for me, or wherever it is, I believe what that person is saying by preparing for them to come the next day. So if the Lord give you a prophecy and you do nothing with it, oh Lord Almighty, then it's not that it ain't come to pass. Because he called it, he saw that thing, he showed you this. The Lord gave each and every one of his children purpose here on earth. None of us didn't just drop just on the earth without a purpose. He gave each of us a purpose. So if he speak through someone and show you this is your purpose, it's either you don't believe that you're that powerful, because most of the time when the Lord give you, show you a glimpse of how he intended your life to be, not how you see your life is, but how the Lord intended it to be before he formed you in your mother's womb. Before he formed you into your mother's womb, he make out a blueprint of what your life's supposed to be. And now, when he put you on this earth, he say, this is what he sent some of us that have the eyes to see, and he said, this is what I intended it for this person's life to do. And I want you now, because, oh God, I want you now to activate that thing inside of them. The prophets are supposed, or the prophets, the prophetess, that if you want to call me man or woman, if you want to differentiate it, this is what they are supposed to do. They are supposed to show you what the potential that is. They are supposed to show you what is on the inside. They have the ability to show you what is on the inside. The seed that the Lord has given you on the inside, because he did not just put any fruit, just like fruits. Oh God. When he put the fruit and the fruit come out, it comes with a seed in it. So why do you think that when the Lord sent you on this earth, you have seeds inside of you? If you notice, every fruit, this is how the Lord do it. Every fruit, everything have the ability inside of them to reproduce their self. They have potential, which is a seed inside of them. The Lord placed every one of us with seed inside of us. And he sent the prophets now to show you what is on the inside, so that you may take steps to start to see manifestation of that thing. But he said, very few believe it, one, and very few grab hold of it, just like the seeds that is fall on different ground. And some of them, the cares of this world, or some of them, wherever it is, they grab the hold with the word with joy. I feel like if I should read it in front of you, because I'm just going up based on what I remember right now. Some fall on stony grounds, and the cares of the world, or wherever it is, or wherever, I don't know if I have it correctly. If you know the story, go and read it. Some they get choked up by the cares of this world that is fall among the thorns, or wherever it is. They get choked up by the cares of this world. Some each one of them, they grab hold of the word, but then some get scorched by the sun, some did not produce, and there's a few that fall on good grounds, and when they fall on good grounds, they began to spring up. And he said those are the ones that grab the word of God and fake it and believe it and began to water it. So you say he can give prophecies, but it's to very few, to the very chosen few. He said, because just like every plant, the Lord put potential in each of us. So when someone prophesies and said, this is what they see, it's not, oh God, the Lord gives someone a prophecy and say, okay, this is what I see over your life. It's not that it wasn't true. It's just that you did not agree with that thing. You did not grab that word. He said, this is why there were many virgins in Nazareth. I want to know if I get that correctly. But why did he only come to Mary? He said, because person's faith level, certain people's faith level, I can't go to anyone because their faith level isn't high enough for them to grab hold of certain things, certain impossible things. I cannot give to certain people because they would kill it. It will not come to pass. And he said, my word shall not return unto me void, but it shall accomplish what it set out to do. So when the Lord set out to do something, he gives it to someone that he know can grab hold of the word and produce it into the earth realm. Praise your name, Lord. You guys, I'm going to stop there because I feel like this evening... This evening, I'm really taking up. You remember, I always describe preaching prophet. I feel like the preachers arrived. Okay, the Lord ordained this. Okay, the Lord ordained me. If anybody knew me growing up, that's probably why they don't believe it, because you would not think that I would be that one, right? You know, the one in the family, I go and eating, go and be shit. You would not think that. You would not think that. Sometimes I'd be like, Lord, you sure? When he gave me certain prophecies about myself, I said, Lord, you sure that? This is why some people don't even I like to crack you all up, right? This is why some people don't believe these things too, because I know sometimes the Jesus says the children of the Most High God that He choose, which is like myself, right? The people who know them, no, the Lord can't really do that. They have to have that real strong faith to believe it, because they know who you are, you know. So, like, no, anybody else I'll believe, but this person, no. You understand? So anyway, I just try to throw in. I only need to smile sometime, right? We as children of God, sometimes we be going through so much, and we need a little smile every now and then. So it's be a blessing to me to make you smile. Okay, I just try to train these little jokes. I want you to smile. So when you watch my video, just say you can type or comment and say you're smiling. That'll be nice, right? If anything I'm doing for you, I want to educate you, edify you, build you up, you know, clear up certain things in your life. I want to inform you with information, so you won't think that the Lord, you know, He lack His power. He's still powerful, you understand? But there are certain principles, because we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities and powers and rulers in high places. There are certain principles to get what you want. You have to do certain things in order for certain things to come about. You understand? This is why He said knowledge is power. You understand? So I give you a piece of knowledge. So I'm breaking down principalities and powers here and rulers in high places. Okay, you know, I'm giving you. I'm the light in the darkness. I'm giving you some light so that you can see and you can know what the Lord is really doing. So that you can know. He never fail. Okay. He never fail, and if He has spoken something, it shall come to pass. You just have to believe it. Okay, you have to believe it for it to spring forth. Anyway, you guys, stay blessed, stay strong. I hope this message was helpful to you. I hope that it clear up some misunderstanding if you got some message from the Lord and you didn't see it. So now take these things. Don't just take the information. Take it and go back and dig up all them dreams, that all that dreams and everything, every prophecy that the Lord spoke over your life. Go and dig them up, shake out that coin, shake out that coin that's in your bag. Go and dig them up and go and start to do what the Lord say, because if you know the Lord speak this over your life, it's going to come to pass. But like I said, you have to first agree with that thing, and you have to agree, because listen, certain things when the Lord is doing it, certain things will it seem like if it's really impossible, right? So you guys, I'm going to stop the message right there, and I want you all to stay blessed, stay strong. Remember, Jesus Christ, the King of Kings, the Lord of Lords, love you. I love you. Stay blessed, stay strong. Remember to share, like, and subscribe, and go and check out the other videos that is down below. There's great Holy Spirit filled videos. None of these things is not coming from me. Holy Spirit filled videos that you guys need to check out, right? You guys, like I always say, stay blessed, be blessed, stay strong. Remember, He loves you, right? And I love you. Bye, guys. Remember to subscribe. Bye.